Hello, my unique queens. Kiana Unique here. Welcome back to my channel. I am so happy to bring you another DIY. But first, if you are not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out on any future DIY videos because I have a ton of them to come. And let's go ahead and get started. I got this from my local Walmart for only $6, you guys. I got it in a 3XL, and that's so we can have enough to make a two-piece. So first, what I'm going to do is mark my hoodie right where I want to cut for my crop top sweater, and that's right at my belly button. And then the next thing I want to do is find a nice place for my sleeves to stop, and I was going to choose there, but I wanted to go a little bit below where my arm bends. Okay, so after that, you're going to lay it flat, make sure it's nice and smooth, and you're going to draw that straight line from that mark that you made all the way across. Now, even with a ruler, I don't get this right on the first try, but that's okay. That's why we take a look at it and make sure that you get it right before you cut. I am using a air or water dissolvable pen, so it will go away after time or when you wash it. Next thing you want to do is to carefully cut across the mark that you made. I am using my, I guess it's a rotary cutter or something like that, one of those roll cutters. I am just not really learning how to use this very well, so as you can see, I'm not pressing hard enough to go through both, and it's taking me some time to learn. But anyway, once you have that, we're going to work with the bottom, and we're going to use our seam ripper to rip away the pocket that's in the front. And we don't want to cut this off because we want to make sure that we maximize on all of our fabric, and we're going to be using this pocket for our shorts later. But you want to make sure that you take your time with your seam ripper and detach this. Now this is tedious, and we're going to be ripping off the bottom of the sweater as well, because we're going to be using that bottom band for our waistband. So take the time, rip it away carefully, and this is probably going to be the longest part of this whole thing, is to sit there and take all of that apart. But you will thank me later because it makes it easy for sewing. Once you are done with that, find your favorite pair of shorts, and you want to fold them where the back crotch is sticking outward, because we want as much of the bottom crotch as possible for our bums. And then I am going to simply trace that, and I am bad at tracing shorts for some reason lately, but anyway, you're going to do your best tracing it, and then you want to make sure that you add a seam allowance there, and you're going to carefully cut out that trace mark. I left my shorts there just in case I changed my mind on that, and as you can see, I slightly did. Once you have that cut out, you want to flip it over to the other side of the rest of your fabric, line it up, and you're going to use it as a template to cut the other half of your shorts. Once you are done, you will have two pieces that you will then have to cut again to make your 4 pieces for your shorts. And as you can see, I am detaching my pieces here because the fabric is folded, because it is the bottom half of the hoodie, and so I want to make sure that I detach these pieces, otherwise we will not have a pair of shorts. I don't know what we would have. Once you have done that, you want to turn your fabrics inside out and line it back up, and then we are going to pin the curve, because that is going to be the first portion that we sew together. And you want to make sure that you use a zigzag stitch in doing this. Once you have sewn the curved portion or the center of your shorts back and front, it is now time to work on the pocket. So you're going to take the pocket piece that we took off of the front of the hoodie, and you're going to fold it in half so you can find the center, and then we are going to cut it in half so that way we can use this piece of fabric to create pockets for the front of our shorts. Once you have those, it is now time to place them on the shorts. Figure out which piece will be your front and which will be your back, and then you're going to place the pockets onto the front panel of the front of the shorts, and you want to carefully fold and pin so that way we can sew this on. Once you have pinned all the way around except for the portion where the pocket, where you can put your hand in the pocket, of course, you want to do a straight stitch to sew it down. Once I was happy with the placement of my left and right pocket, I went to my sewing machine and I am doing a straight stitch like I said before, and I am carefully sewing this on, making sure that I keep everything pressed down. I am using a heavy duty needle, but I also wanted to make sure that I did not break my needle in the process, so that's why I did not go super fast or super slow. Once you have your pockets sewn on, it should look something like this, and then what you want to do is place your back half on top of your front half with the inside facing outward, and you want to take the time to carefully line this up to make sure that your shorts are even. And then what we're going to do is pin the left and the right sides in the crotch area of the shorts, and we are going to do a zigzag stitch to put it all together. Now that I have my shorts sewn together, it is time to put on the waistband. The portion that you cut off of the hoodie bottom, you want to put that around your waist and measure your waist with it and pull it a little bit so that way you will have the proper fit, and then you're going to cut off the excess and sew it together. I sewed it together with a zigzag stitch. After that, you want to measure your center points of your waistband and pin them so that way you can add this to your shorts. And so now what you see me doing here is I'm finding the center of my shorts and the center of the waistband and pinning them together, and then I'm finding the center of the back of my shorts as well as the waistband, and I'm pinning them together, and then I'm going to stretch the waistband to pin the two sides together, and this will make it easier for when we go and take it to the sewing machine. We're going to need to stretch the fabric so that way the shorts will meet the waistband and it will fit nicely. If you do not do so, you will have some crazy funny bunching on your shorts, and that will just look totally weird. Once you have your waistband in place, you want to take it to the sewing machine and do a zigzag stitch all the way around while stretching the fabric so that way it will line up. After you're done, your shorts will look a little bit like this, and I'm not going to sew the bottom, so I am stretching it because this is a 100% cotton hoodie and it will not fray once you have it all done. And now the shorts are complete. I absolutely love the shorts. Can't wait to put them on. Now we're going to start on the hoodie. I'm not going to sew the bottom of the hoodie as well, so I'm also stretching that so it won't fray and so to give a curved edge. Then I am going to cut the sleeves right where we marked it, and I am going to make sure that I do this properly and straight. And then after that, we are going to fold it over so we can use the left arm as a template for the right arm, and so they will be even, and then you want to cut that off as well. Now I did not want to leave my sleeves so big and open since I've cut them. So what I decided to do is to take the armband that was right by the wrist of the sleeves and attach it to the big wide opening of my arm piece. And since this is a drastic difference in size, there is some things that we have to do. So first I'm finding the front and the back center of that cuff and I am pinning it, and then I'm going to pin the two sides, and I'm going to attach this the same way we did the waistband. So I'm going to turn it to where it is right side out, and I'm going to pin it inside of here. This to me does not have to be super perfect because we're going to have to definitely make it work. But what I'm going to do is those points that I put there, I'm going to once again find my two side points and put it with the two sides of the sleeve, and then find my two center points and attach them as well. And then we're going to take it to the sewing machine to do a zigzag stitch to secure the two pieces together. Now what we have to do with this is we really are going to have to really stretch this. So I wanted to show you guys. I am doing a zigzag stitch and I am pulling in the front and the back to help stretch this to the absolute max. And since it was a wrist area, it's not going to stretch as much as you would want it to. So what I have to do is sit here and put a couple of little pleats in as we go along. And I'm making sure that I space them out pretty nicely before I get to my next pin. So my pins are creating a starting and an ending point between the two sections, and then I'm able to find where that extra fabric will go and create a couple pleats in there. It does not have to be super perfect because by it being a sleeve of a hoodie and it's nice and relaxed fit, you don't notice the pleats in there as much. But I wanted to make sure that I spaced them out really nicely and pull. That's all I can tell you. But anyway, this is the finished product. I absolutely love this comfy outfit, the sleeves, the pockets in the front, and I feel like I maximized on all of the fabric. You guys let me know what you think on this tutorial, and as always, you guys be unique. See you next week.